Sleepy Hollow is directed by Tim Burton and stars Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. Ichabod Crane is sent to Sleepy Hollow to investigate the decapitations of 3 people. The culprit is legendary apparition, the Headless Horseman. Oh boy, it's time to talk about another Tim Burton film. While I did review Wednesday Season 2 earlier for this month, I wanted to delve into another work of Tim Burton in terms of movie making, and going through his filmography, I decided to check out Sleepy Hollow because, surprisingly enough, Sleepy Hollow is one of those Tim Burton movies that I actually have not watched ever. I heard good things about it. I heard it's really fun, a really good adaptation of the original story, so I decided to check it out for the first time just not too long ago at the time of this recording, and overall, after gathering my thoughts on this film, I have to say I had a really good time watching this. This movie was really intriguing, really fun to watch. All the Tim Burtonisms that you could expect for a film like this to have is here, but the story itself definitely leans into a lot of those darker elements of the Sleepy Hollow story that we know and love to read, and it was able to just be enthralling with its mystery and its brutal action and violence that comes with such a character like the Headless Horseman, who is a beast in this film. One of my biggest praises, honestly, is that despite having a big A-list actor like Christopher Walken in this role, because he is again headless, they only use him only in flashbacks that just has him in his normal form before he became decapitated, and so the rest of the film we're just looking at a physical performance, a physical being, and we're just seeing this character as a character and not like another actor, which I absolutely loved. As for the story itself, I thought it was really well done. I thought the Sleepy Hollow story here was engaging. The character of Ichabod Crane here was really endearing to watch as a detective who is trying to look at all the facts and the evidence, trying to make sure what's the cause, what's the reasoning, and what's the consequence of what's going on. So he's going into this film just like a regular detective, trying to make sure he got all the facts right. But once he experiences the Headless Horseman, that's when a lot of his ideologies start to shift. He's still trying to look into the facts of what could possibly be going on. But slowly as the film goes on, we start to see a bit of his character crumble a bit, looking back at his past life and what made him into the man who he is today, which was a very tragic backstory that then caused him to lose his faith. And so now this new ideology that he has is now being challenged. So what is he supposed to believe in now? Whether or not this Headless Horseman is a fake or not, like everything in his worldview keeps turning around. So he's trying to deal with all of this inner turmoil within himself while having to try and save this town from this Headless Horseman that's going around beheading people, trying to figure out why are all these people connected? What could they have to gain for all of this? Or who could they have pissed off, really? And so trying to delve into this mystery was really fun because Johnny Depp as an actor, it looks like he's having a lot of fun in this role, whether he's using any of his gadgets or how he interacts with other people. He's always engaged with this mystery, and you understand why he cares so much about this town, about his people, and why he believes at first they should be saved, and then we start to see that worldview get challenged more and more. And the romance that he blossoms with this girl, and in the beginning of the film, played by Christina Ricci, I thought was really engaging to watch. And her character also has quite a bit of mystery, and you're not sure what side she leans on for a good portion of the film. And once certain reveals about her character and her family are revealed, then you start to wonder certain things back earlier in the film if they were the way they're supposed to be. And things start to change in your mind. You get a much better view of context here, and understanding how scenes played out earlier are much different than you thought. The film does a good job at building intrigue, building mystery as to who the Headless Horseman is and what are his potential goals. And because you're uncertain for a good amount of time, the film has a great amount of tension when it comes to its action sequences, as you are not sure what's going to happen, and each action has a consequence, and every time Ichabod experiences the Headless Horseman, he learns more and more intel about him and starts applying what he learns to his further discoveries, which then creates more intrigue. As for the production design, as you could expect from a Tim Burton production, it is all fantastic. While it doesn't have the very fantastical, distorted look of some of his other films, there are a few images here and there that do contribute to that when it comes to a very specific set that is very important to the story. And those sets are really good, really well put together, and the environment around this film, the atmosphere, this 1800s town of Sleepy Hollow itself, that is very much a bit run down and full of dread all throughout. Like, fog is covering all these houses, there's darkness looming in every corner, all the people there are untrustworthy, apart from a few exceptions like this kid that decides to help Ichabod Crane after he lost his father at some point by the Headless Horseman. Everything about the way this film looks and is presented was really well done. Not one of my overall favorite sets and environments in a Tim Burton production, but serving the story itself, I think it worked perfectly for what's supposed to be. And the overall production design and set design and look of the film was very well done. Everything felt lived in, everything felt like it was supposed to have a purpose there. And overall, I think the production design overall worked really well for this film. If I do have to have any negatives about it, I will say that while I do like the Danny Elfman score, and again, he's an expected collaborator of Tim Burton, I understand, I felt like some of his whimsical tunes came in way too often in such a bleak story and film. And while there are elements where the whimsy can work, like in Ichabod's flashbacks, I felt like in some other scenes, it just took me out of the moment for me, and a lot of his score did not really resonate that well. When it comes to the action and the flashback scenes, as I said, Danny Elfman killed it. But when it comes to everything else, I felt like he should have dialed it back or not have any score at all maybe, and just let the atmosphere and dialogue speak for itself. I know, this is one of those Danny Elfman scores where he did put passion into it, but I am still very much mixed on the intent of the score itself, and I don't think it worked overall that well in this movie. I think it works at times very well, but at times I felt like Danny Elfman should have gone a bit darker or a lot more sadder in some cases, and I felt like he should have dialed back his whimsical elements. Overall, Sleepy Hollow is a very good Tim Burton adaptation of the original story, Sleepy Hollow. I forgot the original name of the story. I'm not someone who's has that much knowledge of the Sleepy Hollow story. I just know of some adaptations, some story elements here and there, but I never actually read the original story. But I do know of certain elements that are important to it, some characters, and overall I think as someone who is just going to this movie as a Tim Burton fan, I had a really good time with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Not perfect. I don't think the Danny Elfman score is that great, but the production design was very well done. The characters were very well established. The overall story and mystery is very engaging. And just all in all, I could highly recommend you guys go check this movie out if you can around this time of Halloween. And I'm going to give Sleepy Hollow an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.